a guy that I didn't think I knew, but maybe I did know him for a long time, but never really hung out with him. It's kind of one of those things. So here's the story. This guy walked into the radio station about 2 weeks ago and was talking about his music, his hip-hop music, and that was interesting. But beyond that, he has kind of a fire in his belly. That's just all I'm going to say. This is a guy who's determined to succeed and move into a new direction, and his name is Caleb Cox, but in the music world, we're calling him King Proda. What's up, my man? How are you?
How you doing?
Good. I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you for having me.
You and I were talking, and I just remember after you left the other day, I was just like, man, he's just on fire. There's just like this energy in you that's very, very positive. It kind of suggests that you've been on a ride in your life, maybe some good hills and some bad hills, but you are still sailing. Would that be accurate?
Yes, sir. I mean, I don't like to talk too much about the bad. Everybody's got problems. Everybody goes through things. I focus on the positive side, try to keep everything going smooth.
Dude, that is huge, because I'm telling you, like a good friend of mine told me one time, he says, like, as soon as we all accept each other's jacked upness, then we can move on.
Yes, sir. It's always about peace. That's all I hope for.
Yeah, that's cool. You and I were talking off the air a little while ago that you used to come to the Q104 party at the pool. So then I was like, that's where I remember you when you were younger, but yeah.
Yes, sir. It was one of my favorite events here in town.
And here's the deal on that, in case people are wondering. We would be open to doing it again, but we have to know exactly when the pool's going to open. Then we got to work that out with the staff and the lifeguards and make sure they don't have birthday parties and all that stuff. But yeah, we're totally not against doing it again. We just haven't been able to do it. The pool was closed for a number of years. Last year it would have been open, but then this thing called the pandemic happened, and so that shut things down. So
I tell you what, whenever it does happen again, I promise y'all gonna see me there.
There you go. We're
gonna have some fun out there.
We will have some fun in the water. You love hip-hop music. This is kind of cool. So I'm 56 years old, and I'm a white guy, so I look like I might not be in the demographic for hip-hop, but I can remember in the late 1970s, early 80s, the Sugar Hill Gang came along. They did Rapper's Delight. Everybody knows that. It's kind of like a standard. It's been revisited and revised. Then there was a period of time when hip-hop kind of moved into the pop music scene. Around 2005, we had a lot of hip-hop on the air here. It was popular for people that liked it, not so popular for businesses that thought it might be a little too hardcore of a sound, but it's definitely viable. Whenever I'm in Lexington, I want to get as far away from what I hear in Campbellsville as possible, so I'm a big fan of 106.7 The Beat, just because it keeps me awake, man, you know, and there's some good things going on. Tell me about your background with hip-hop and why you love it so much.
Well, you can almost cut me in half. I'm only a 25-year-old white male, but, you know, growing up, I liked Eazy-E, I liked NWA, Tupac, Biggie, and then, like you said, around 2005, really, Gucci caught my attention before anybody. It was, you know, he kind of had he had a vibe that kind of, I felt relatable to him, and when he came out, and I seen, he went to prison for a couple years and came home and was very successful after that. And I just kind of hope for the same thing. I mean, I've been there. I've been in his shoes. I know what it's like. So,
and to be fair, it is the music of your generation. It really is. I mean, you either were navigated towards hip-hop or grunge, you know what I mean? Because grunge kind of hang over a little bit from the 90s into a portion of the 2000s. Now, you grew up in where, Campbellsville?
Yes, sir. Most of my early childhood, about up till 14, I lived in Campbellsville, for the most part, being on Ray Street. I moved to Lebanon at the age of 14, and I was there up until probably about a year or so ago, about a year and a half ago, and I've now recently just moved back to Campbellsville the last couple of years, like I said, a year. So, yeah, on Ray Street for the most part. So, like I said, yeah, hip-hop was definitely a big part of my culture growing up. That's what we all listened to out there, and it was something that caught my attention. It was catchy.
Yeah, and you admitted to me when we've talked, because we've talked several times over the last week, you know, you saw some hard times, some hardcore stuff. You don't like to focus on the negative, but it is there. What is it that makes you more positive now, or that kind of brings you out of a situation where you're not regretting some of the stuff you've been through?
I try not to focus on the negative, because I know at the end of the day, no matter what negative it is, it could always be worse, and I'm sure that there's somebody that is going through worse. So music I lost a friend of mine, and he was trying so hard to make it in music, and he put his heart into it, and we grew up the same type of way. So you know, seeing how much he loved it, knowing we was around the same, it made me just want to kind of try. And music's kind of like a therapy to me now. I fell in love with it. And I do it for me, and I want to be successful and take it as far as I can, but it's in remembrance of somebody I lost.
Yeah, well, you've got some mad skills, and we're going to actually hear a little thing that Caleb actually did about a week ago, whatever, and I do appreciate it. It's the only time that Rob Collins will ever appear in a hip-hop song, because I tried to get Lil' Kim and Biggie to do it, and they just wouldn't budge. So here you go, a little sampling of King Proda this morning.
Shout out my city, man. We're going hard for the team this year.
Let's go. Escobar on the beat.
Shout out Rob Collins, now I'm on the radio. Crazy part is I grew up there broke. Them days gone, won't go back no more. Made it look easy, Steph Curry with a free throw. Came this far and I don't know how. My eyes on the prize and it's looking like a cash cow. Chasing all the guala, that's what it is now. I can see my granny looking down, knowing that she proud. Watch me show out, yeah, I do it for the town. I know they don't like me, that's how I got the crown. Tell them suck it up, man, he looking like a clown. Just flow with my voice, y'all liking how it sound. I'ma help the city grow, watch how it go down. Same place I grew up, man, from this very ground. Who said I ain't a real hitter? That's a damn lie. Did that time for big bro when I took that 5. Case wasn't nothing, no reason to cry. Turn nothing into something, magic trick while I. They still ask if I could've beat it, why? I did it so my nephews had they daddy. I ain't never had one, now look at me. I've been trash if I let it happen. Mama shed tears, it hurt, but it's part of it. Never a pretty picture if you grew up in the dusty. And I came from mud, so you know it's always ugly. So I'm bumming hard like a hitter playing rugby. Why they always whooping like them boys gon' ride? But when I got the Addy, they don't never slide. Y'all ain't really tough, all y'all do is hide. I just spun y'all block, ain't nobody outside. I just spun the block, ain't nobody outside. Yeah, I really spun the block, ain't nobody outside.
Some sampling there from King Proda. Caleb, it's actually really, there's a lot packed into that, whatever. So would you call yourself more of a free verser? Is that more like your style, or?
Really, I just go mainly off a beat. I go find a beat and I'll get the license for it and sit there and focus on it, and whatever comes to heart comes out.
Yeah, it's kind of cool because you can work in your house, you can work in the living room. As long as you've got a laptop and a good mic, you're good to go. So
yes, sir.
That's kind of cool. There's a lot of stuff in that 2 minutes that we just played there. You talked about the love of your grandmother. I saw a photo of you when I was doing some research on you, where you were making a visitation to her grave. Tell me about the impact she had on your life.
She'll always be my grandmother. So when I say this, it's all with due respect to her. It's actually my little brother's grandmother. She's not my DNA, but when I met her and my mom, you know, she had my little brother, they were my family.
Yeah.
And I always consider them family. And she would always, no matter what situation it was, if I was right, if I was wrong, she'd let me know, and she would tell me the best way to fix it and be a better person. And that's all she wanted to see was a better person. So I just want to show it to her.
Well, that's cool. It's cool that you're keeping that dream alive. You talk about nephews in there. You talk about family members. You're very honest to talk about the absence of a father.
Yes. It's actually crazy. Some people know, some people don't. My last name's Cox, and I give all props to the man now. Ever since I became an adult, he's stepped up and tried to be there for me. But as a child, I never really had a dad, and my real dad I didn't meet till I was 15. My sister's dad adopted me, and that's how I got the last name Cox. And him and my mom dealt with situations that kind of made our house rough, and he was kind of always absent. My mom played both parts, and I give a lot of respect to my mama. And yeah, it was hard, but it made me become the man I knew a female would need. So I just try to be strong and be well structured.
You know what? You're moving in a direction. That's all you can do. It's like a trajectory. You get up every day and you just try to do the next best thing. You don't let your past hold you back. You don't let your environment or your location or where you grew up hold you back. People change their trajectory all the time, and I think you've got the ability to do that. Now, you know, What would be the ultimate dream for you? Obviously, you'd love to have commercial success with your music.
Yeah, I'd like to go no matter what state it is and ride down the road and know I can hear my songs out of the radio. But I love sports, and there's kind of like a crazy dream of mine. But the NBA All-Star Weekend, they done a 2-versus-2 tournament, and Jack Harlow from Louisville was in it, and it kind of my dream next year. I'd like to be so open and known to where me and one of my biggest idols in music play together. I love listening to Lil Durk, so I'd love to see a 2-on-2 tournament in the NBA, All-Star Weekend, and me and him teamed up. That'd be a crazy dream.
So you got some list of things you'd like to at least pursue and try to see how far you can get with them.
Yes, sir. I want to, like I said, I want to be known around the nation, but I also want to be the one to open doors to people around here who, there's more people like me that just need a chance, need a door opened. I want to be the one to open doors for my community. I want to make our community stronger and grow, whether it's country, hip-hop, no matter what the case may be. I want to be the one that opens doors for everybody, so, there's a stepping stone there. I'll be the one to take the jump.
Yeah, well, it only takes a desire. It takes a desire first, and then a dream, and then a vision, and then most importantly, it takes steps. People invest in what they care about. So that's a cool thing. It's a really cool thing. For people that want to know more about your music, you've got a lot of stuff out there. That was a mix you did just for radio, and so I appreciate that. And it was very cool hearing my name in a drop, man. That was just awesome. So you've got what's the best song that you have in your discography right now that you've recorded?
My favorite, and it seems to be a kind of trending favorite, is a song called "What You Said," and that came from, that's my whole heart into that song. Like, it's a deep story with a very deep meaning that no matter who you are can get a lesson from it. And I just told it from my perspective, but there's a lesson to be heard there. So I think it's probably my personal favorite.
Very good. Now, you've got some events coming up, Chicago in June?
Yes, sir. I just recently got invited to do a show in Chicago June 10th.
Very good, very good. And will you be meeting up with some people you already know there?
There's a couple people I haven't met personally. We've talked on the phone. We've had some discussions. We kept in contact. They're going to send me some tickets. So tickets will be available online on my Facebook. So my Facebook is it's not King Proda, it's K King. So y'all just keep a lookout for that. And I'll have tickets for it and everything here in the next couple of days.
And you're also on Instagram and YouTube too, right?
Yes, sir. My Instagram's King Proda 83, and YouTube, you just type in King Proda, you'll see me.
Good deal. It's fantastic. Well, here's what I know about you. There's opportunity for just amazing things to happen. So
yes, sir.
I'm looking at you right now. There's no bull. You've got a flame in your heart, and maybe you're like a lot of people. You're just kind of like, well, I know kind of where I want to go, but I don't even know how to get started or what to do. I just want to do a different thing, and that's a good place to start, man. There's a lot of people that are famous, and as you well know, in the hip-hop community, in the pop community, in the rock community, fame doesn't always end well for them. There's a lot of famous people, actors, musicians, singers, that different things like substance abuse or depression or anxiety have taken them out. And so I don't know that it's so much that it's healthy to lean towards fame as much as it is just leaning towards a purpose. You know what I mean? A broader purpose. What do you think?
Yes, sir. Of course. I think one of the main things that it all leads to, whether it be, like you said, substance abuse or whatever, I think it all boils down to greed. And that's why I see myself being successful, is because I don't see myself being the famous one. I've never seen myself like that. My flame comes from all the talent I see around here and all the drive I see in my community. That's what's pushing me to be the leader and step up, is actually my community. I never wanted to be I never wanted to rap or make music at all growing up. I love sports, but I see so much musical talent around here and nobody knows where to go, that if that's what it takes is for somebody who also loves music and willing to be that one to step up, I'll take that step for everybody. I'll be the street's big brother. That's how I got my name. Actually, is King Proda. My big brother used to call me a street prodigy. That's all I knew. It was common respect, and a lot of people that grew up how I did will understand, but I don't do or condone anything negatively. I don't never want to see nobody go down the road I did, or worse for that matter. I want every kid now that is my age and under to be able to say, hey, I had a better childhood than you, because kids deserve that. I did get kind of stripped of mine, and kids don't deserve that. So I want to be that one. And if that's what it takes to step up, make my community strong, I'll do it.
That's it. It's all about community, and if you can help change the trajectory of one life, that's actually generational. Then you know what I mean. Somebody gets a better hand, then they're going to give their kid a better opportunity in hand, and then you can wind up changing the entire DNA, so the dysfunction stops, and then it gets whole. You're a very good writer, by the way. One of the things I've enjoyed is you and I have corresponded a few times in Messenger, and you're very skilled with your thoughts. You're very careful about what you say. You put a lot of thought into the answers to the questions I've tossed at you this morning. So, that's a good building block right there.
Yes, sir. I always try to elaborate what I'm going to say, and I try not to take anything out of context, because sometimes, even with you saying something, it's all about how you say it too. So I just try to do my best to give the best answer, because I don't want nothing but peace and positivity, and I want to be able to show that through my actions and everything that I do. So,
speaking of peace and positivity, you have moral support here. Who's hanging out here with you today?
This is my girlfriend. Her name Andrea.
All right, good deal. Is he worth sticking around for? She's giving me a nod. She said yeah. So
she's lying. She lies sometimes, but it's okay. I'm a handful.
I think she probably likes you. I think she's probably in for the long haul. So.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good deal. All right, so here's your opportunity. Is there any overall arc or of anything that you want to say while you're here this morning? So I'm going to give you the last word today.
I'll close it with this. When it comes to music and hip hop, there's a lot of negativity portrayed, and I don't want people to give me that judgment before they ever even listen to my music. I want people to give it a chance, because I do condone a positive message. And there's actually a winner. What's her name?
Oh, yeah, the winner, today of the $3,000. By the way, she's having a great day. Go ahead.
I guarantee it. Miss Jolena Boggs.
Yeah.
You are the winner of the $3,000 prize.
Yeah. Now, here's the bad news. Jolena lives in Whitesburg, because our community of radio stations go across Kentucky and Tennessee. So would have loved if it had been somebody closer to home, Taylor County, Greene County, Adair County. But, I don't want to take any joy away from Jolena. She's going to have a good day because she's doing that. So that's fantastic. Thanks for reminding us.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to you. Hey, dude, you are a good person with clear eyes and a strong heart and a vision, and it will take some work to do all the things that you want to do. But I think you're moving in the right direction, man.
I appreciate it. They say you can't rush perfection, so I'm just gonna let the world mold me. I'm trying to do, like I said, I'm trying to be here for the community and build us up to be stronger, better town to be in, better communication with everybody, and just be a strong community. So I want the whole world to know, if anybody needs somebody, they feel alone, I'll be that somebody.
Dude, that's huge.
I'll talk for us.
That is huge. So I have all kinds of people that listen to this segment. Some are people of faith, some are people that are not, whatever. But, if his words and his story inspire and move you, then, say a prayer for Caleb today, and or give him a fist bump and a high five when you see him, and throw some positivity in his direction. And maybe you can offer up something in the way of something that could help him take that next step to that next level. So, I think you're off to a good start. So, and I appreciate your honesty.
Yes, sir.
You're ridiculously honest.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all so much for having me. I appreciate it. It's a huge honor.
All right, we've been hanging out with King Proda. That is Caleb. I'll put more information up on his Facebook page, so be checking that out. Check out more guests on People You Should Know. every Friday during the 4th hour right here on Q104. And thanks so much for tuning in. Coming up in just a bit, we've got that